Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Basketball Body and Mind. Today, we will talk about something that is in our hands every single day. In fact, I would say every 15 minutes, the latest, it can fit into the pocket. We carry it all around wherever we will go. And interesting that it can help you to get better and it can break you. And of course, we are talking about your phone. And specifically, I want to talk deep today about how social media can steal your focus and also what you can do about it. So we all have been there. So imagine this story. You are about to go to the practice and you just want to check a few things on your phone. And you open up Instagram or God no, TikTok, and you see some highlight reels of maybe some kid your age and he is throwing down a windmill dunk. And you just get a little bit upset, nervous, and then you scroll a little bit more and you see another player who is who has received dozen of scholarships. And before you know, before you know it, you spend an hour on your phone and it has passed and you're walking into the gym feeling, let's call it a little bit off. Your confidence is not good. Your head is not in the game or not in the practice and your shots are off. If that sounds familiar, I can guarantee that you're not alone. And it's not only in your head. These are the real science behind why scrolling before your basketball session or basketball game is hurting you. And we are going to break down how it's being done and how you can build your confidence and what is the difference between using social media to learn rather than getting caught in the comparison trap that we were talking previously. And also, I will share some, if you have not heard, the NBA superstars who are battling the same issue. So the science says, okay, first of all, have you heard about the brain drain hypothesis? If not, so then this is from the study in 2017 by Ward, and it's very relevant to all of us. And the idea is simple for that brain drain is that your brain has limited amount of attentional resources. What it means, imagine it's a full court press. So you cannot press for all 40 or 48 minutes. You cannot because you will be super tired. It's impossible for you to do that for all the time. So your brain is the same way. When you are scrolling social media, your brain is working, even though sometimes we look like a zombies when we do that, but it's processing images, videos, text information at very rapid pace. And that constant stream of information that is draining your energy, your mental energy, let's call it, not physical energy, but it is very, very related. So when you finally put your phone down and pick up a basketball, you are starting at disadvantage. You're starting your workout with a tired brain. A study with swimmers found that those who used their phones for just 30 minutes before practice had higher levels of mental fatigue and didn't improve as much as swimmers who stayed off their phones. Another study with the volleyball players showed that using social media before training session hurt their decision making on the court. And for us basketball players, that translates to slower reaction times on defense, missing open teammates. Maybe you are forced into taking bad shots because you just a little bit slow on thinking whether you should shoot or maybe you should pass. And probably you're not seeing floor as clearly just because your brain is already tired from that let's call it quote unquote digital workout that you just had before your basketball practice. And crazy thing is, you don't have to even use your phone for it to drain your focus. Just having it nearby, even if it's turned off, can reduce your availability for that attention that is inside you. And because your brain is subconsciously, so automatically thinking about all the notifications that you might be missing, and that is enough for your focus to be pulled out of this present moment, and it goes back to the phone. But you're not even checking your phone, but your mind is actively looking for that. Okay, but some of you might say, but Stan, you know what? I use social media to get better. I watch film, I study other players, I learn new drills. This is very good. It's awesome. It's super good. Social media can be an incredible learning tool. But there's a huge difference between using it to learn and falling into the, let's call it maybe comparison trap, or falling into that when you end up watching a dog skateboard and do tricks. And we don't even notice where that slippery slope is. We just like start scrolling, something like a video appears, and we start watching that instead. There is a doctor, Sumler, sports psychologist. She talks a lot about this. When you are using social media to learn, you are in the growth mindset. You're actively looking for ways to improve your game. So you are using social media to help yourself. But it's not the case most of the time. But we are scrolling. We are passively consuming the content, and that's when all those negative things, as I mentioned before, starts. You're not watching highlight reel anymore. You are comparing your highlight reels to the person that you are watching. You're not just seeing the scholarship offers and you are happy for the other person. You're wondering, why don't I get those scholarship offers? So this is very toxic, and it can make you feel like you are not good enough. Everyone is on their own path and their own timeline. And maybe you will feel that I'm not working hard enough. I saw that guy posted that he was shooting 5 a.m. Yes, maybe he showed up once, posted, and you show up every week for 3 times. Like, there's so much not shown on social media that it's hard to even comprehend that. And it definitely, what is not hard to comprehend is definitely the confidence that after using social media, very often the confidence will be low. And Karen Butler, a former NBA All-Star, once said that after the games, he would see players looking like zombies getting to their phones, trying to see, I'm quoting him, what's going on and if they have missed anything. So they were not reflecting on their performance that they just had during the game, or they were not celebrating the win. They were immediately plugging themselves back into the digital world and maybe looking for validation, maybe comparing their stats to the others. How did I do? Wait, do you need to check the stats to know how did you do on the game? It's crazy, right? You just had a game, and it will not be based on your stats. How well did you do? It will be based how you feel. Did you do those things? I mean, we have talked about that. Check the episode about control what you can and what you cannot control. This will be based, your performance will be based on those things. It's, I think all of you have heard the FOMO, the fear of missing out. So you feel like you have to be connected 24/7, responding to the every message, every comment, every notification. And that is that is definitely an added stress to you, and it can cause physical reactions like a muscle tension. And it's not only the young players who are dealing with this. The biggest names in the basketball game are feeling this pressure too. I believe every single of you have heard about LeBron James' response to this. And in 2024, after 22 seasons in NBA, he announced that he was quitting social media. He said that he wanted to focus on his final years of basketball without distractions and negativity. He said, I'm quoting, with so much hate and negativity in the world today, it confuses me why some of the national media is still the best way to cover sport is through negative takes, unquote. So think about that. One of the greatest player of all times with over 150 million followers on Instagram felt the need to step away from all to protect his focus and peace of mind. And he's not the only one. Like players like Kevin Love, DeMar DeRozan have opened up about the struggles of anxiety and depression and how social media were playing a huge role in that. Adam Silver, NBA commissioner, he even has said that many players are genuinely unhappy and amazingly isolated because of the pressure of the social media. JJ Redick, a 15-year NBA veteran, Los Angeles Lakers which head coach, quit social media and called it dark place. He said, it's not healthy place for egos. It's just a cycle of anger and validation and tribalism. It's scary, man. So these players are talking at the high, they are the top of the game. And they're telling us that social media is a major problem. So if you are feeling pressure, you're not alone. The question is, what are you going to do about it? So we talked about this problem. So let's talk about solution. So here are 3 rules that I believe you should implement into your routine to take back, let's call it your focus and your confidence. Okay, so rule number 1, the pre-game blackout. This is non-negotiable. For at least 1 hour before practice, or 2 hours, I would say, before the game, turn your phone off. No scrolling, no checking notifications, nothing. Remember that 30 minutes that I talked about previously? So you need to give your brain a chance to rest and get ready for the game or for the practice. Don't waste that mental energy on your phone. Keep it for your practice or your game. And I would add this to the rule. No phone for 30 minutes after practice or game. Turn flight mode on if you need. You can turn Wi-Fi off or data off, so you could still make and receive regular calls, but you will not be FaceTiming someone or using internet to do that. And rule number 2 is digital fast. I'm challenging you 1 day digital fast per week. That's right. Full 24 hours without social media. It might sound impossible at first, but I promise you, it's worth it. I mean, I know that I'm not some kind of, let's say, your idol. I tried that. I tried that for 40 days, actually, but I liked it so much, so I did 16. After those 40, I liked it so much, so I decided to do 20 extra. So you will use that time that you are not scrolling, you will use that time to connect with your family, maybe your friends in real world. Maybe you will go for a walk. Maybe you will read a book or listen to a podcast with NBA players. Or you might be bored. Boredom is where creativity and self-reflection happens. You might be surprised actually by what you will discover about yourself when you are not constantly distracted by your phone. Rule number 3, training only phone mode. And if you have iPhone, you definitely have those different, like a feature that has different modes. So it can be focus mode, personal mode, work mode, and so on. I have one that's called mindfulness. So whenever I turn, like right now, when I'm recording this episode, I am, I have turned the mindfulness mode on. So I know not a single person can call or text, or not a single notification can be received. I'm just here. So set up a training only mode that will silence all the notifications. If you would like to receive, let's say, a notification from your coach or from your parents, you can add those contacts and only them will be able to contact you. But trust me, when you are in the gym, give your focus attention only to the training. Everything else can wait. And the last challenge, this is not a rule, but a challenge that I have is I want you to go into your phone's setting and check your screen time. Be honest with yourself. How many hours per day are you spending on social media? Is it 3, 2, 5? I cannot say I want. I recommend you turn notifications for your social media apps. Try it for a week. Try it for a week. See how it feels. If you dislike it, if you see that you got worse, that your attention is worse, that you cannot focus on the games because you don't receive notifications from the social media, perfect. After 1 week, turn it back. But what I think you will notice is you're less distracted. You're more focused. And you're more present, not only in life, but on the court, which is super important for you. So I leave you with the final thought. At the end of the day, ask yourself, how much time did I actually spend on training and on scrolling? If you spent more time on scrolling versus the training, I have bad news for you. You have chosen your direction into becoming a scroller rather than a basketball player. And what if just by reducing the time you spend on social media will increase your chances of becoming professional basketball player significantly? What if? Would you give it a try? Social media will not go anywhere. It's part of our world, of our society, but you have the power not to allow to use you, but that you would use social media. And the choice is yours. So take those 3 rules, the pre-game blackout, the digital fast, and turn off your notification. Thank you for listening. Share with someone who cares about getting better, and someone who will take those social media challenges together with you. And as always, keep training basketball, body, and mind.